Hey everybody, Coach Steve here for SoCal Running Marathon Training.tv and SoulRunners.net. I'm here at the top going down to Havasu Falls or Havasupai village down at the bottom. I'm really psyched. First time doing kind of this western portion of the Grand Canyon. I've got all my running gear on. I'm going to do some runs down there, so come check out the trail down. And there goes a horse on our trail. We'll let this come into focus. You can see the switchbacks down there. So here we are. We started about 5,100 feet. We're at 42. We're down about 900 feet, maybe a mile and a half. It's just beautiful. You gotta love this, you know, southwest in the desert. And a quick panorama. Here we go. We're in the riverbed right now. Good thing it's not a rainy day, but it's just beautiful. Here comes the mule train. Sorry. Good work, guys. I guess as we've done about a 5K so far. Boy, I forget how slow it is walking, but it just doesn't matter when you're looking at this. We've been in this canyon now for over an hour. It's a little sandy, not too technical. You just got to keep feet moving. It's at least it's in the high 90s right now, maybe getting close to 100. Check this part of the trail out. It is awesome. Reminds me of the Narrows, except with no water. More epic hiking. The beautiful thing about these Narrows is that it really provides a lot of shade. As far as what we're hiking in a riverbed. So sometimes it's pretty sandy and soft, but most of the time it's loose dirt with rocks and just placed rocks all over. You have to just step over and around. So nothing super technical, but it does take your time to navigate.
Yeah,
Karen Master, Coach Steve.
I don't have a blister. So.
I'm going to help make my Karen on the wall of Karens.
Oh wait. I need scissors.
Nice.
And I think I need.
And before you leave, Steve, like turn around and look at me.
Snowman!
Now I have the karma for the rest of the trip. I mean, we just opened up into this. This is just expansive and incredible, and just check the rocks. It's like squares just on top of each other. It's just awesome. Well, with about a mile and a half, maybe a little more than that, you'll see a sign that says the village, and you've got about a mile and a half to the village. Here we go, and I can hear the creek from here, so that's a good sign. So we finally hit it. Water. It's cold, refreshing, and feels great because it's getting hot out. So here I am in the village, and I was reading on, I think, Tourism Arizona. Some people are complaining, oh, it's dirty, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what are you thinking? This place is awesome. I mean, what do you expect down in the middle of nowhere? So everybody does their own thing. There's some corn. Gotta watch out for the barbed wire, but there's some houses back there. Some horses down there, water, more houses. I even saw a Mormon church. When you enter the village, you have to go, actually, it felt like maybe a third or almost a half a mile to get into the central part of the village. And you start right here, you check in, there's a big sign right there. Check in, and now we're gonna head that way towards the falls. Pretty beautiful country. Okay, everybody, we finally made it. We see our first waterfalls. I don't know the names of these, but in 2008 there was a big flash flood that kind of changed the course of the river. So there's one way up there, and then look at this one split here. I can't wait to get in that pool tomorrow and do some swimming. It looks fantastic. Wow, I finally made it. Let me tell you. It was all downhill, and it is a good 45 minutes past the village. But just check this out. Then there's more falls down there. This just looks like it's going to be such a great vacation. Can't wait to actually go and get in that water. I'm super hot right now. This hike in August, late August, is not for the faint of heart. It is hot out. So I'm coming down the road now, and this is kind of what you see as you get ready to enter into the campgrounds. You get down to the bottom, Up there is the restroom, and then right here is where the pack mules drop off your stuff, or you set it out there first thing in the morning for them to pick it up. And then you come right through this small little opening to get into the campgrounds. As you enter the campground, you'll see this sign right here. Higher ground, take refuge here. The flood of 2008, I guess, completely changed this place. I've just heard from a lot of people. A lot of campers come back year after year after year. Then you enter the campgrounds. Once you're in, there's some pretty cool campsites along the left rocks, and then once you're in about 100 yards, there's actually a spring that you can just fill up at. I'll take you over there now. Right here is Fern Spring. The water just comes out of that little pipe, and I've drank that water, filtered and unfiltered. I drank it right out of the spring. You know, tastes okay, but I didn't have any problems with not filtering it, but it's always your choice. As I walk through the campground, one thing I have to tell you is this is set up for two types of deals. It's set up, you can totally do the hardcore backpack trip, and if you do, like I said, I think you want to be farther down at the farther campsites near Mooney Falls. But you can also do it almost like car camping. You put all your stuff, I mean coolers, anything that you want, get it up, strap it up tight, give it to the pack mules, they'll bring it all down. You just got to carry it from that front gate to wherever your campsite is. So depending on how heavy your stuff is, you just decide how far you want to go with your campsite that you pick out. But you could basically almost car camp. First night we had steaks for dinner, so to give you an idea. All right, it's 10:35. It's already hot. I got to get in the water, but the bathroom situation here is that there are 3 bathrooms, and there's one in the beginning, there's one at the very end, and the second one is a little more than halfway down. Like, here's a beautiful campsite right on the river. It's a good spot, except it gets hot in the afternoon. Bring them in. Jaime's floating on an inner tube I brought. You come to Havasupai Falls for the water. It's the most incredible, beautiful water ever. And we found a nice little pool, probably about 7-8 feet deep, that we're cliff jumping into. Our cliff diving pool was actually about, it was before the campground, so you have to walk back up towards the very first falls to find this. This is a great waterfall. This is before the campground, not too far from the campground. You can actually walk behind it and dive through. It's pretty deep right there and no rocks, or you can jump from the top. I recommend jumping from the top, but remember, go feet first because it's not that deep. All right, have a good jump. It's pretty windy today, but we spent half a day just exploring all that and up there too. Really fun. We got Aaron here.
Where's the food truck?
Lorinda, Andy, Lori, Rachel, Amy, Iron Choconan, Todd.
How's it?
Jaime, and we adopted Scraps. Or Rags.
Or he adopted us.
He adopted us. So this is probably the most epic, like 150 or 200 feet hike that I've ever done. We're going to show it to you now. Check it out. Everything starts there. We're going down there.
Oh my God.
And it starts
Are you serious?
in this hole.
I didn't see that cave.
I was thinking.
Here we go.
Where we're going.
Descending into the dark cave.
Elevated cave.
Check this out, people.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Here we go. Probably having a camera isn't the safest thing, because I could use 2 hands. The rocks aren't too slippery. You come out there, then you go into your next one. Once again, descend at your own risk. And there's the proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. But your hike's not done yet. Now, you come down these stairs, you hold on to the chains, and it's pretty much like this straight down to the bottom. We have some more to go down to get down to there. There's a ladder right there, Tess. We'll stop there next. So Aaron's coming down. I just reached the first ladder. And then here's where we're going. Here's the ladder up close. You head over there to that ladder, then it's down onto the beach. And when you get there, you go to the base of the falls and look up. It's like air conditioning here. It's awesome. So once you get to Mooney Falls, you have to sit on this bench in the middle of the river. Here we are, Lorinda and Rachel. Are you guys having a good trip?
Absolutely.
Would you recommend this to other people?
No, because we want to be here by ourselves.
So, there's a little cave underneath the waterfall. There's the waterfall right out there. Make sure you find this when you come down to Mooney Falls.
And walk down a little ways and you have this spectacular view. There goes a snake.
I didn't see it. Look at that.
So pretty much you just walk down the river. There's a couple times you get up out on land, but just walk down the river and you get this view and the cliffs. Here we are hiking probably to Beaver Creek, but it's all these wild grapevines. Somebody told us long pants would be a good idea, but we didn't listen. It's waist high, it's pretty cool. Wow, this is cool. We decided that Beaver Falls just seems a little far away after talking to some people, and we'd rather play in the water today, so we're working our way back. Yeah, coming up's a lot easier than going down, I think. You just focus on just a couple feet in front of you, and that's all you can focus on, just pull and step. So here I am with Chef Andrew.
Hey folks.
And he's kind of the tour guide. What do you have for us tonight?
Today, while we're camping, what's camping without s'mores? So, we're out here in Havasupai, we're going to make s'mores. In Havasupai, they don't allow campfires, which makes it a little more difficult, but not a problem. So, you get your foil, you get your graham crackers. Since it's 105 degrees out here, the little chocolate bars melt really nicely. You just use them as a little squeezer, and squeeze a cool little pattern on there. Do that with what's going to be the top of your s'more. Bingo bango, my assistant Lori there. Got your marshmallow, pop it on, and then the all-important piece is what every camper should bring, the creme brulee burner. Booyah! And of course, you got to have that.
Caught on fire just like it does around the campfire.
Maybe give it a little extra heat to warm it, so you want to make sure it's nice and mushy. And then, gang, you have
Havasupai.
a hell of a tasty ass s'more. Yum.
Now they're going to have to edit it.
Oh yeah. Way quite a bit.
Oh, that's some good shit. Oh, I shouldn't have said shit.
Last night we had thunderstorms all night. Little worried about a flash flood, but we made it safely, so we're on our way out. By the sign, come again. I will be back. So as I'm going home, I'm actually picking up some trash, putting it in my bag. It's been there for a while. you have to pack your trash in and out. So I'm getting a little extra trash for the ride home, help clean it up. Walk back is beautiful. We have a great day, some cloud cover. It's like 8:45, awesome. As we're walking back up, I think we're right at about the halfway point. And it's the most beautiful part of the hike. You'll know it by these big overhanging cliffs. When you're in these overhanging cliffs in a little kind of narrow slot canyon, I think that's about halfway. That makes it easier. Morning. Well, if you push the last mile and a half, it's a workout. Wish I had my heart rate monitor on. So I'm breathing out of my mouth. But it's just straight up there. Switchback's coming up. So I decided to run the last mile. Whew. In practice for some uphill race I have coming. Heart rate's way up. I'm at about 4,900 feet, and at least I'm in the shade. Until there, back in the sun. I just want to talk about the gear that I think you need for this. So number one, you need a hat, a full brim. I have that too. I had both and a visor. Number two is, watch is a good thing to have. Number three is, I wore my brand new fighting calf sleeves along with my Dirty Girl gaiters and my Adidas Adizero XT trail runners, and I think that was really a great combo. It's really dusty and there's a lot of rocks, so keeping the dust and the rocks out, the gaiters really helped. And the fight and calf sleeves are always a big help, especially going uphill. So wear the right gear and a waterproof camera. I'm going to go out and buy one after this. A waterproof camera would be a great thing. So those are some of the things you need. It's an awesome place. Make sure you do this hike.